to discuss about the shock. Okay, in shock, first and foremost thing, what is shock? Shock means it is a decreased perfusion of the tissues. Okay, decreased perfusion of tissues due to loss of blood or decreased hemoglobin, like that. Okay, now when you come to types of shock, this is the most commonly asked: what is warm shock, what is cold shock? Remember, warm vasodilation. Okay, vasodilation. It is a distributive shock. Okay, what are the examples you get under here? It includes all those where vasodilation occur. In sepsis, vasodilation occur. In anaphylaxis, vasodilation occur. And in neurogenic, vasodilation occur because there is no sympathetic activity. It got cut off. So neurogenic shock. Okay, and if you remember this, you can apply opposite to the cold shock. So first of all, warm shock, vasodilation occurs. D for distributive shock, and under it, wherever vasodilation occurs, means in sepsis there will be vasodilation, in anaphylaxis there will be vasodilation, in neurogenic shock there will be vasodilation. Those all will come. Now in cold shock, the only remaining one, that is a most common hemorrhagic shock or hypovolemic shock, and a similar term is cardiogenic shock. Okay, these all are will come under the cold shock. Okay, if you know this much, it is more than enough. And only one exam point is neurogenic shock. Here there will be decreased pulse rate. Generally, any shock, take any shock, the pulse rate should be increased. Means in any shock there will be some features like increased pulse rate, increased respiratory rate, decreased pulse pressure. Okay, and one more feature will be there, that is lactic acidosis. So these are all common for any shock. You write any shock, it is common, but the only exception where the pulse rate decreases is neurogenic shock. So remember it is due to, there will be sympathetic cutoff. Okay, so there will be bradycardia due to cutoff of the sympathetic activity in case of neurogenic shock. Okay, now the best things for assessing during resuscitation is to assess the response, urine output is the best. To assess the how much fluid to be given, CVP is the best, central venous pressure. And to assess the shock severity, lactate will be the best, LD lactate. Okay, now septic and cardiogenic shock, CVP is not accurate, so there you should not rely on the CVP. You should rely on the pulmonary capillary wedge pressure. Okay, you should not rely on the central venous pressure. You should rely over the pulmonary capillary wedge pressure. Okay, now it is very important, classification of the hemorrhagic shock. Okay, I will explain it like in a simple way. Just 3 lines. Remember, you can 3 lines. You can remember this entire table. Okay, you can remember this entire table. Okay, so there will be 4 types of hemorrhagic shock: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 is compensated shock. Okay, 3 and 4 is decompensated shock. That's it. Okay, 1 is not at all a shock, means here everything will be normal. You can assume it is a blood donation because there is only little amount of blood loss, only 10 till 15%, less than 750 ml is lost. So it is like a everything normal, example blood donation, like that. So it is not at all a shock. Now comes to the 2. 2 is a compensated shock. Okay, because it is a mild shock. Here your body will try to compensate by itself. Okay, why all this stuff? No need. Okay, just remember the exam points. Okay, see, it is a mild shock. There will be everything like common features of shock, like increased pulse rate, increased respiratory rate, decreased pulse pressure, lactic acidosis will be there. Okay, in case of compensated shock. So that's it completed. You need to note urine output. Urine output normally will be like above 30 ml. Here it is normal. Here up to 30 ml it is maintaining. When you come to third moderate shock, here 30 to 40% blood is lost. Exam points are BP first time falls here, SBP, and urine output first time falls here. Those 2 are exam points in case of third stage, that is third type of hemorrhagic shock. Okay, now come to the severe. In severe, everything will decrease. Other than this shock features, everything will decrease. You can remember like that. So now final summary is: one is not a shock, it is just a blood donation. Two is uh, general shock, like compensated shock. Normal shock features will be there. Your output will be okay like normal. And in three, first time BP will decrease. First time BP will decrease. First time your output will decrease. In four, severe, it is everything is decreased. Okay. Now you remembered, no? Like, see, basic points. First, remember all shock features. Okay, all shock features. Okay, as I told, this box is very important. Now remember the types of hemorrhagic shock. In that I told only 3 points: blood donation, everything compensated like normal shock features. In moderate, first time BP decreases, first time urine output decreases. In 4, everything decreases. Okay, that's it. And now comes to the management. Okay, first you need to have venous access. So 2 green, 1 cannulas you should put. And crash to trial means whenever SBP is less than 90 and respiratory rate, pulse rate is more than 110, you need to inject tranexamic acid. This is called crash to trial. You just remember like that. And permissible hypotension, you should maintain a hypotension like 70 to 90. You should not bring BP to 120, because there will be some clots will be forming. If you bring a BP to 120, it will kick off these clots, that leads to again bleeding. So that's why you should maintain a permissible hypotension everywhere. Okay, in case of hemorrhagic shock. And you need to do balanced transfusion, that is 1:1:1, means RBC WBC platelets should be in 1:1 ratio, means whole blood transfusion you should give. Okay, that will be a good choice. Okay, and I hope this is the summary of today's shock. Warm and cold, you should remember only warm means vasodilation. D for distributive, it is a distributive shock. Only like 3 examples: sepsis, anaphylaxis, neurogenic. In neurogenic, only pulse rate decreases, in everywhere it will increase. And in cold shock, hemorrhagic, cardiogenic, hypovolemic, it will be there. And shock, basic shock features everywhere you should remember. And what are the classification of hemorrhagic shock? 1, 2, 3, 4. In 3, for the first time SBP and urine output decreases. In 4, everything decreases. And management of shock. I hope some or other how this video will help you. If it helped, it will be a very great thing for me. Okay, then all the best for your upcoming exams. And always be serious regarding studies. Don't get distracted. Okay, thank you.